What do you think?
What do I think?
Are we back?
Yeah, so the two of you are sitting back at the same table. Rapier's beer is still on the table in its glass.
I apologize. I thought I'd gotten around to everyone. What do you think about all of this?
The camera pans and Harbinger is sitting at the table as well. He just follows you.
Gotta keep my eye on that bandito.
Yeah.
Heard he's been saying
Non-believer.
shit about my new god.
Yeah.
It's not my fault.
That's
you chose wrong.
right.
I did say shit. Not my fault. First, when I think about situations,
Space TNT.
but the thing about situations, there's more of an issue of a fight of attrition, essentially. They say ASAP, we have no idea how fast ASAP is in Quarryland. Could be a couple days, it could be a couple weeks. It all depends.
My guess would be at minimum a couple of weeks, which means we will be in for a bit of a slog.
The other things is how much of our luck's going to actually stay with us as compared to whether we still have it or we've already used it up during the last time. This is still Vipers invaded. Because then we had so many times where we should have not came out top.
Oh, I don't know. We might be getting a bit older, but I think we might still have some luck left in us yet. Plus, we have the word Blake on our side.
Praise be to Blake.
It's just this mania just slowly looks to Harbinger and slowly turns back to Harridan. Right.
Harridan's just fighting a smirk.
Or to Blake.
Meanwhile, Harbinger's 100% serious on this. He's become a true believer since Kolovradi.
A space AT&T.
Well, no, it's worse than that. He's in the cult that brought the religion back.
Yeah, the space AT&T cult. I love it.
But I do think we need to stay here to make sure somehow to keep most of these civilians alive. Because if we left, there'd been no chance for them.
It's going to be a difficult task in and of itself. Can't even be certain there aren't spies or saboteurs in their midst.
I have no doubt that there isn't. That there is some there already. Of course, there's not much we can do about that. And of course, it's nothing that we're not unfamiliar with.
We will have to make sure to keep them away from any and all sensitive areas. Easier said than done.
And the day we can only do is keep as much as we can alive. And it sounds like some of them even tried to join in the fight, which is astonishing.
It is. It actually
Something about
is.
someone driving a truck into the legs of a mech. That the cojones that person had before he probably got obliterated.
Buddhists. You never can tell what they're going to do.
I don't think those are Buddhists, sir.
No, it was not the Buddhists.
I'm pretty sure that's against their religion.
Well, then I suppose we best get some rest soon. It's going to be a long couple of weeks.
Indeed. Speaking of which, I probably need to push back the HR visit a couple weeks.
In the background, Billy Wyndham Williamson IV is speaking with Lieutenant, or as he now calls himself, Star Commander Delta. And he's just like, look, man, I'm telling you, anybody who tells you it's weird is lying. Right here on Pornstar, okay? The Comstar porn site. I'm telling you, incest is very high on the tag list. It's like number 3, all right? And look, people love that clan shit. Right here, all right? You ready? I got this video. I brought it with me. I loaded it up for you. And you are in an unfortunate position where you can see the video and hear what's going on. It's a clan Fire Mandrill warrior and a clan Ice Helium warrior, and one of them stands in front of the other and says, "Let the bidding process begin."
Would you put that thing away?
The other one takes a look at what they've written down on the table and says, "So that's your bachal? Very well. I accept, and don't bid below the cut down, because I wouldn't want you to lose any honor."
Good God.
He's
Just kind
like,
of staring. What the hell are they doing?
so Billy's just like, so look, no one cares except the real weird people if you were banging your kind of sister or genetic clone. No one cares. You get out there and you be you, buddy. He punches him in the shoulder. Let's be clear, Billy's fist is like a quarter of the size of this massive former elemental.
In fact, he punches the shoulder, probably hurts his own fist.
Yeah. Well, he is a mech repair technician, so it's not like he's weak or anything. He's just not as massive as the suit. And you get back
you
out
are
there.
going to have the weirdest SEO after this weekend's episodes.
Nothing will beat the Pokemon SEOs. I gotta tell you, there is some fucking weird shit people search for to reach those videos. It is disturbing. Meanwhile, we finally cut sideways to Rad drawing on his map.
Ta-da!
Which is actually Heavy 7 and Black Rabbit in the Chief Petty Officer's mess. So as the camera goes into the mess on the Viper Slayer, there's a sign above it that says the only thing we serve is order and discipline. And then on the walls it says policy and procedure on opposite walls. The food is nice, but obviously not as nice as the officer's mess.
Sure.
And there isn't a live band playing. But there is a wet bar. Black Rabbit, did you say earlier you were drinking?
She's not actually drunk.
Okay. She just said she was.
She just didn't want to give her opinion.
McGurk can probably tell she's 100% sober.
So, how are you doing?
Peachy.
Got a little sassy in the meeting there,
Did I?
aren't you? Right now,
Am I?
aren't you? We could do this all day.
I don't mean to be sassy towards you.
I know.
And I wasn't necessarily sassy there. That's how I always talk to Maxie.
Why is that? What did he do to you?
I just, I have a thing. I don't like men being in control. I really don't. In my country, that's not normal.
Is he a man though?
Right.
I never really thought of it that way.
Well, if it helps, maybe think of it that way.
Also, it's fun when, it messes with them.
Well, I've made a career out of doing that, so I'm 100% with you on that one.
He doesn't really mind it.
No, I don't think he does. He's always loved it when I give him a ton of shit, so I'm sure you should continue to do it wholesale.
We should both do it, and it would be great.
Oh, I do. Trust me.
Convince Bandito to do it more than he does.
That might be a lost cause, but I guess we could try. But listen,
I feel like Rachel has started a wave of let's fuck with Sid as much as possible.
I don't know that in official meetings are the best time to do that. And I know that you already know that.
Do you?
Yeah, and you just can't help yourself, but I know that you know that.
I might be a little bit stressed right now.
And I would be too if I were you. And I'm glad you feel like you can talk to me about that, because you can.
Good to know.
Okay. War leaves scars. Some you can't see. So, keep that in mind. Everybody's got some. and there's nothing to be ashamed of. It's normal. I've done it all. I've heard the voices. I've been angry. I've been sad. I've been happy about things I shouldn't have been happy about. All of it. It's something we all go through. And you're not new to this, but I mean, I've been doing this for 20 years. And to me, you're new to this. So I have a little bit of an idea as to why you might be stressed. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay to be stressed, but don't bunch it all up and carry it around with you, because that's gonna get you and people you care about killed.
It's at this moment, Black Rabbit, that you get an email ping on your phone.
To look at it.
It's from Sergeant Major Eva Anastasi.
All right.
It says, Master Sergeant Lockwood, per unit request and your own availability, you are to report to X location tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for psychological evaluation by a third party.
He just puts your phone away.
Okay.
I keep ordering 2 of drinks, and after like 30 seconds of her not drinking hers, I always drink hers.
Oh, she'll start drinking them.
Okay, all right, yeah.
I wasn't totally lying about being drunk because I did want to be drunk. So, it was kind of the truth. That counts, right?
Well, then you're in the right company.
That's good to know.
So I push her drink, and then I push her a hot dog, and then I down mine in a gulp and take a bite of hot dog.
What's with you and hot dogs?
There has never been, nor will there ever be, a more perfect food than the hot dog.
Have you ever had a Chicago dog?
It's nutritious. It's portable. It's delicious. And it's full of everything you need to keep you going in the heat of battle. It can be eaten with any number of condiments and ingredients.
Sorry, do you have these in your mech? What do you mean, in the heat of battle?
In my mech, and he reaches inside his vest and pulls out another one. He's like, I have them everywhere. I don't ever not have them.
He said a hot dog in front of Black Rabbit, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did this come out of your vest? Should just slide it back to him.
He just shrugs and he takes that one and he bites him too. So now he's double fisting hot dogs, each with one bite taken out of each. Suit yourself.
I feel like we need Heinz ketchup to be sponsoring the show instead.
Yeah. No, they have they're just bread and a hot dog wiener. There's nothing on them.
Well,
We need
yeah,
Oscar
if you were
Mayer
keeping
to
it in your
sponsor this
vest, I
show.
hope that there aren't any condiments in it. Not
I
unless
didn't
you like
think
being
had the
mustard
bread.
vest.
I thought it was just the hot dog. Just
He just dips some like in his glass of beer and just bites it again. Something just fell behind me.
Oh, why would you do that?
Why don't
Soggy
you
bread.
do it?
What, haven't you ever had beer
Don't.
battered bratwurst?
Don't.
Is you-
It's not the
just-
same
is
thing,
your-
Sid, and you
is
know
your
it.
The poor
palate
man's
too
version of that.
Sophisticated to have a little beer and hot dogs.
Oh, it's the bun.
It helps it slide down your gullet
Don't.
easier.
You're gonna make me sick.
At this moment,
Out of character, you're gonna make me sick.
Heavy 7, at this moment, a man walks in and something close to an approximation of the Japanese version of a Amazon outfit. This dude is super jacked. We're talking like Dwayne The Rock Johnson level of jack. He walks in and in a deep voice he goes, "Is there someone here named Heavy 7? The Gurk?"
I just wait and see what everyone else in the bar is going to do. Everyone else in the club is going to do.
I point to him.
The man walks over and holds out a
I look at
pointer.
her pointing to me, and I look back at him, and I point at myself.
"I'm going to need your stamp here, sir. We've got a delivery for you.
I hold my hand out to receive the invoice that I'm sure he's presenting me so that I can see what it is.
Presents you such an invoice.
What does it say it is?
It says it is 25 liters of yum yum happy medicinal alcohol, high in vitamin, good for liver, cultivates circulation, energy flow. It is signed not for the unit, but directly to you.
Is this my first shipment, or is this
No,
like...
you've already gotten the
Okay.
unit shipment. This is a private shipment just for you.
Did I ask for this for myself, or is
Nope.
this like... Are they sending this? This is like a complimentary...
Yeah, this is from the Shinkukiri Kai
Alright.
directly to you.
Yes, I sign it. Sign it right up.
Okay. It'll be waiting for you down in the mech bay when you're ready to pick it up.
I appreciate it, and I don't know. I tip him. What does Battletech money look like?
I mean, it's electronic.
A
mostly.
USB chip or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just toss
C
him
bills-
a thumb drive.
There is a script for either Karita bills or C bills, but mostly it's electronic. Yeah, I mean, you could
Okay.
sign him something, and he's just like, thanks, sweet pocket dogs.
I offer him one that's unbitten.
No thanks, I've got some back in my truck.
I understand. You're a good man. I knew I liked you. And I
Turns
look at
around.
Black Rabbit and I'm like, huh?
He hulks out of the room.
It's not the pocket dog, it's the
Look at that guy.
vest.
Look at that guy. That guy eats hot dogs. You could tell.
I don't think Delta eats. I've ever seen Delta eat a hot dog.
Just because you haven't
Big
seen
guy.
it doesn't mean he doesn't, okay? You watch him all the
That's fair.
time? Because that's
Nope.
weird.
3
So-
episodes from now, there's a hot dog eating contest
Yeah.
between Heavy 7 and Delta.
Heavy Seven
I-
gets
I don't-
destroyed.
And the
I have
descendant
a
of Joey
problem with the
Chestnut.
hot dogs.
Yeah. Kobayashi himself. All right, look. One day I'll get you a hot dog that hasn't been in my pocket, and I'm gonna give you that, and I'm gonna give you one that has been in my pocket. I'm gonna see if you can tell the difference.
That I know not to eat any hot dogs from you. I will buy
Alright.
my own.
Then never mind. I'll never do that.
Very
I'll just
good.
give you 2 hot dogs, and neither one will have been in my vest.
I do not trust you anymore.
That's probably a smart thing to do. And I take another drink of beer. All right.
like-
Well, I'm gonna go check on my package. Do you want to come with me, or are you gonna stay here and not eat hot dogs?
I'll come with you. But she
Alright,
grabs
well-
whatever drinks are left on the table to bring them with.
Okay. All right. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. We're gonna go check on this.
I feel like as you're walking down the hall, you guys pass Harbinger, who has his own hot dog.
Yeah. I just wave at him. I'm like, come on, let's go.
Delta
We're gonna
walks
go-
past carrying a full-length hot dog covered with celery salt, mustard, ketchup, mayonnaise,
It's not just a hot dog.
pickle
it's
relish.
It's like a sausage link on like a piece of French bread. Like
It
it's
still
like
seems
2
small in
2
his
feet
massive
long.
head.
That's a hot dog.
Let's remember that he's
Hell
like
yeah.
8.5 feet tall. So
Everybody we see that we know, I invite them to the. Let's go. We're going on a trip to the.
yeah, you go
to the
down
bay,
for
I guess.
5x5 set of 25. What is very clearly an attempt to get around clan liquor laws. It's listed as herbal, medicinal, again, high vitamin, good for liver, cultivates circulation and energy
pop
flow.
the cork on one and give it like a smell. See if I can determine.
You know what?
This looks like
It's
fucking
not a
jet
pleasant
fuel
smell.
Okay.
That's the good stuff, then. Yeah.
Woo!
Look, it's not high proof, but it is not a savory scent, to be sure.
Okay, all right.
Singe
I'm
the
gonna
nose
take.
hairs.
I'll take a. My dog is losing her mind. I'll take a swig out of that one just to get a sense of what I'm dealing with here.
It has a
Hurts going
texture.
down. Okay, has a texture. You gotta chew it a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Like that Egyptian bread beer.
I'll offer a bottle to Delta.
Yeah, I mean, again, the bottle looks tiny in his hands, but he's just like, I was recently in the hospital having surgery.
That's not a good idea. Okay.
I'll offer one to Harbinger, and I'll just give one to Black Rabbit. I don't like offer it to her. I just kind of like shove it in her hands.
She takes it.
But I offer one to Harbinger.
Harbinger takes it and clinks to you.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'll drink some jet fuel together. And yeah, is that all it is? It's just the one thing.
Yeah.
I make a mental note to myself to get back with that guy about the women that we had discussed earlier. He had really expected to come down here and find a bunch of prostitutes. So it's a little bit of a happy, sad moment, but he's okay with it. All right, then I'm gonna. Yeah. What are we? We're in a spaceport, right? Is there a town around here, or is
Yes,
it just
the whole city, Marzuka, is a town.
Okay.
The spaceport is the center of the town because it's a commercial, like people unload and offload goods here to go
Okay.
to the ocean.
I don't want to get too nuts and go out on the town because I don't know what we got going on tomorrow. So I'll invite everybody over to like my bay where my mechs are, like King Crab and stuff. And is Billy around, or is he off doing like his thing in the?
Yeah, Billy is actually tuning up the Centurion.
Okay, I'm gonna have him.
Your other mech techs are working on the damaged
The
plates.
crab?
Yeah, but he's just like inside the engine block, pulling wires out and reattaching stuff. He's just
Okay.
like, holy shit, you guys are still awake? Are you drinking?
Yeah, there's probably like 6 or 7 of us at this point. And I'll
Hey, Delta,
what's
you
up?
looking at those things I talked about? Delta's just like,
can I throw a bottle to Billy?
What is this saying?
can
Like,
you,
is it like too far?
can you throw 20 feet into the air
Oh,
through
easily.
a doorway? Base?
I'll try.
Yeah. So you throw it.
Let me roll some dice to see if it smashes up
Absolutely.
against the side of the mech instead.
Absolutely, please do. I
Alright.
would. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that we have dice to do.
I rolled a 7.
How good is your bodily athletics type
I mean,
skill?
it's decent, I think. I don't have it open right now.
I mean, if
Somebody
you can
might.
get up to, let's
I've
say,
got
an
it.
11,
I
I
don't know
will
that I
let
can get up
you
to
heft
11.
a beer up into here.
What
Well, I guess a liquor bottle.
would it be? It'd be reflex. I have a 3 reflex,
And 2
so I'll
athletics.
definitely beat
I
7.
think it's strength, isn't it?
I have a 3 strength.
Is there a athletic skill of some kind?
There is.
Athletics
I have
is
a
under
2
reflex.
athletics.
Yeah,
Athletics is under
absolutely.
reflex.
Then yeah,
a total
you'll-
of plus 5.
Yeah, you'll have a 12. So
Yeah.
your beer remains perfectly upright, or sorry, your alcohol bottle, and
Yep.
it runs out of energy at the perfect, what is it called, perigee?
Yeah,
And he just
yeah.
snatches it out of the air, and he's like, oh, nice.
At the apex of the toss.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that he has some sort of script written to turn the crab and all of its lighting into some sort of like discotheque light show, and also play music.
I mean, I feel like you've seen him do this in Solaris 7 parking lots. Like, you guys come out of a business meeting,
Yeah.
and he just...
I feel like I don't even have to tell him. I just do like I do the thing
yeah.
where I'm like, let's go, let's
So
do
here's
it.
the thing. His team is up inside of this thing, pulling it
They're
out.
working,
and then
yeah.
the engine cord just goes...
Some guy inside is just getting irradiated.
No, but
death.
it's something that got very hot in there, and he's just like, hey, Billy, give me some warning, huh? I'm working here. The claws lasers power down to the lowest possible level and begin doing a light show.
Yeah. I feel like their bay is definitely like McGurkized. So there are like an inflatable kiddie pool for you to like put your feet in with like lawn chairs around it.
You do this in
And,
the real military?
Yeah, this is like outside of an actual hooch on like a fob. There's some like Yeti coolers with the drinks and stuff in them, and it's just it's playing like Sweet Home Alabama, and we're just like hanging out, having an evening drink before whatever is going to happens tomorrow.
Okay. Do we want to cut to tomorrow then?
I was wanting to go see, is Crossroads still in the med bay?
Yes.
I was wanting
Yes,
to go
he
see
is.
if he's still conscious.
When you go in there, he waves. He's just like, Oh, hey, Bandito.
You all right?
I don't have a mech anymore, or a unit.
Right.
I have a liver.
That's good to hear.
Yeah. How are you? You look like maybe you took some pretty serious damage there with those bandages.
No, the bandages were overestimating the injuries that I had. I was just
Okay.
coming up to check up. Has your wife been here?
Yeah, she stopped in for a while early when visiting started.
How much drugs do they have you on?
A lot. Look, I'm better off than those elementals, man.
All of them.
I don't think they practiced with the amphetamine package where they were doing training. They seem like they're real keyed up.
Right.
I mean, I think that's a good thing that we don't have them using combat drugs in training. Highly addictive combat drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think that they don't have any resistance to it.
I'd imagine not. It's supposed to kick in to keep them going in the fight. Should we dial your stuff down a notch? You seem like you're drunk, but with drugs instead.
I got shot after I ejected. It hurt a lot.
I can imagine. I've been
Chow's
shot
dead.
too. Can I see how bad of a shape he's in at the moment?
I mean, when you're looking at his chart, he's been shot 3 times in the shoulder. On top of several ejection wounds. You know, the mech exploding around him.
Right. All right, bud. I was just gonna check to see if you're in any condition to talk, but I don't know.
No. You know, sir, why don't we have insurance payouts like in season 1? I like that better. Season 4 needs to have insurance. That was my mech. That was my mech. What even is season 1?
I'm not even certain what you're talking about.
Fine.
I think the issue was that you didn't have your mech for nearly long enough that you could have covered insurance.
I had my mech for like 10 years. I stabbed someone to death for that mech.
You're under contract with the new one. That wasn't even the same mech. We traded
It
your
was
old mech out with the new.
Look, it was a trade, okay? It was the same mech in spirit, all right? I gave it the same name. I got the chair just how I like it.
We forked over the extra $1 million to get the new mech. The insurance comes from a generational thing. It's very difficult to explain at the moment.
I still have my chair. They recovered it off the battlefield.
That's good to hear, man. Well, if you recover, you may have something better for you. If all else fails, if we get through this all right, we can get you a new wolfhound. Just know that you've had the privilege to actually own a mech yourself.
Yeah, I killed someone for that mech.
I can imagine that you did.
He just stares at you.
Does he just like completely look out of it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if I would have recommended you sell that mech and then enjoy retirement with your wife and kid, but you don't have the mech anymore.
Yeah, he's just like, no, retirement, no. Come here.
You'll humor the doped out man.
He says, you know, I love my wife and I love my little boy. I got pictures. You want to see them?
I've got pictures too. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're the godfather. I know. But you know, we came on this mission knowing that the contract would be for 1 to 3 years, leaving a 2-year-old baby behind. And you know what? I don't feel bad about it. And I feel bad about not feeling bad.
I think you're suffering from a case of this life is all that you've known. And having a baby between you and your wife not necessarily got in between that. How long were you a pirate before you found us?
How old was I? 15?
About 14.
Yeah, okay, 14. Yeah.
14 years?
Yeah.
It's something that you'll have to adjust to.
Hey, look, man. You know the Countess is taking care of the kid.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah,
They do a good job.
She's real great. This is the best employer I've ever had. This is the only employer I've ever
I
had.
was about to say, she's probably the only one you've ever had.
Ouch.
Sid, come on! She's the one who writes the checks!
It's like, we're not the employers. And you're the one that was thinking about shooting the guy to begin with. Let's not forget about that.
And stealing his mech for like 5 episodes.
No, not thinking about, was fully planning on.
Yeah, we know. we got it on tape.
Listen, if you do get through this, I'd fully consider and you start trying to settle down.
No. I have to
Okay.
rebuild the unit.
That's not your responsibility.
Is that in order?
That would be in order.
I'll need that in writing.
I will get you that in so much writing you won't be able to comprehend.
Sounds right.
All right. I want to let you get some more rest. Try to take it easy and don't try to bite any nurse's ears off.
What?
Don't worry about it.
All right. You leave his private mid-bay room. Going anywhere else?
No, I'm probably getting like I'd imagine I'm getting some like noise complaints about the party happening in the mech bay.
I think you're also getting drunk texts. You and Harridan.
From Black Rabbit?
Yeah.
Like what? Give me
Pictures. There's like pictures of everything going on and very horrible typing telling them to come join the party.
I have to tell you, I honestly don't think that this is abnormal for this unit. And for a second part, noise in a mech bay goes together like a pocket and a hot dog. So
May not be getting noise complaints, but you are getting pictures of people partying.
yeah.
Just trying to convince you to come join.
Again,
I feel like it
totally
would be a
normal.
very typical like Friday night for this unit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because of Heavy 7.
Yeah, probably. He understands the value of downtime.
I wonder what day June 5th, 3059 is. Is there a calendar I can get that off of?
Give me a second.
I can
Do
find
some
this
quick math. Everybody's just like, yep, we're doing it. Timeanddate.com. June 5th is a Sunday night.
Sunday
Oh,
night.
it popped up as Friday for me.
3057?
3059.
Oh, 59. I had 57. And now it's Sunday.
Yep. Yeah. You going down there, Bandito?
I guess. He'd probably pop a message to Herod and see if he's going or not.
Harridan, you're just getting constant messages from several different people.
Harridan was actually going to sit down with the Star League representative and compose a return message to Bulldog Command.
Okay, all right. So you sit down with the lieutenant, and she says, "Sir, we haven't had a discussion, so I'm expecting what you're about to tell me is that we are staying here."
Indeed, we're going to be remaining. We have a job to do, and we're going to do it.
So yeah, it's clear to you from this moment that any answer other than that would have been morally unacceptable to her. Even if your decision was to leave, she would have been like, "Ooh, that's I don't like you anymore." Yeah, she'll help you compose such a message that will fit on a fax machine.
Yep.
She says, "Sir, I will have this sent during our next rotation, which won't be until tomorrow."
Very good. Thank you. And instead of going to the party, Harridan goes to his quarters and goes to sleep.
Ooh, bitch.
Do we cut to the next morning then?
Because he's the old man.
Yeah.
Did Bandito join or not?
Good question.
He probably joined.
Good.
Probably didn't do hardly nearly the amount of drinking that everybody else did.
Oh boy, Bandito's that guy that shows up at the party sober and is just like, "I'm just here to make sure it doesn't get out of control, guys."
Just nurses that one
The
beer.
one beer.
all night.
Warm. Just sweating all along the side of the beard, let you know that he's been holding it for way
Yeah.
too long.
Yeah.
It's not
So
that
by
he's
the end of the night,
trying
the
to make
beer's
sure it
still
doesn't
half
go.
full.
There's no point in making sure it doesn't go crazy because it's going to do it anyway. He just knows that he's got to get up in the morning and figure out what we're going to do about this mess.
So McGurk, here's what happens.
Tell me.
At some point, Billy Wyndham Williamson IV calls it quits and rappels down your Centurion after closing it up. And he's just like, "McGurk, how's it going, partner?"
What's happening, Billy? How's it looking?
Mech looks fine. Looks good. It's ready to go. I just want to ask, you know about this Medusa chick, Caroline Hauser? I understand you partied with her dad back in the day.
Do I know what he's talking about?
Yeah, this is gonna be Grimdark James's character when he guest stars.
Okay.
It's Citadel's daughter.
Citadel's daughter.
This has been foreshadowed for a whole season.
Oh, damn.
So start over. He's asking that.
He's asking what you know about her.
Okay.
And he's doing it with that face.
I absolutely 100% know what he's getting at. Out of character, I don't know how much I know about her. How much would Citadel talk about his daughter?
I don't know.
Butch
You'll have
McGurk?
to.
I feel like not a lot.
I feel like this is something you'll have to sort with Grimdark James.
I'll just say, Billy, Citadel's a good friend of mine, and let me ask you this: would you go after my daughter if I had one?
You have a daughter?
Never mind. And I just walk off.
He calls, "Is she hot?"
Good night, Billy.
He says, I take offense to saying go after. I'm a gentleman. They call me the modern day Renaissance man. As you're going around a corner.
Yeah.
Nobody calls you that.
Everybody calls me
Walk
that.
around and standing like right next to him. No one calls you that.
He turns to her and goes, "What's up? You busy tonight?
No,
Want to head back to my quarters, get some coffee?"
no.
Okay. He just starts, he wanders off and finds another woman to talk to.
He's like, good talk.
Oh, he doesn't waste time, apparently.
Don't
Hey,
hate the
man.
player, Pondo. Hate the game.
No, I respect.
Billy-
Respect.
Gotta respect the hustle.
Exactly.
He's learned from McGurk the concept of accuracy through volume. It's just like I could just ask him out all night long. I'll eventually hit something.
Next morning, we follow Black Rabbit catching an Uber into town. You are dropped off at a location. It looks like it's some sort of compound with what are those red gates called? Torii gates. It's all very Japanese, strongly Oriental themes. When you go through, it's clear that warehouses are being converted into an archery, kendo, and mixed martial arts, 3 different dojos, and at the back end of it is something called the Order of the Five Pillars Hall, which is where you're supposed to meet with some sort of psychologist.
Right. She'll try to find where she's supposed to meet a psychologist.
When you enter, it's like an antechamber. It's very clean. Everything is fresh, white rice paper, dark brown wood. A man is standing there who hands you a robe. It is white with a black rabbit emblem on it. And he turns silently and walks away.
Thanks. She'll just stand there holding the robe.
After a few minutes, someone walks in. It is a Japanese woman, black hair, 5'4", also wearing a white robe. It has.
Let it be the head of the Yakuza.
No. It has like a tan or perhaps ivory notch on it where your rabbit is. And she says, "Please, if you wish to, you can change into the robe. I am here in order to facilitate your spiritual harmony."
Right. She'll just like slide the robe on over what she's wearing.
I sense that you are filled with inner turmoil and darkness. Please, come with me. We will see if you can find peace. So she leads you through a sort of Zen garden interior and sits in the middle of the Zen garden on a platform and says, "My name is Abbot Maria Harmony. I am from the Order of the Five Pillars, the branch of thought control. I am here in order to help you find clarity and work through your issues. I can sense you have a strong energy about you."
Thank you.
"But you are tainted by darkness. Everything that we say here is covered by seal of the confessional. The dragon itself will protect you.
What dragon?
The dragon. The eternal energy that flows between all of us and is embodied by the coordinator of the Draconis Combine, a living avatar of its will."
All right.
Can you tell me
Yes, Kirita sucks.
what it is that troubles you?
It's probably just fighting all the time.
She nods and says, "It can be difficult to struggle through conflict. Is there any particular battle that has weighed on your heart?"
A battle, maybe. The one when we took our castle back. I think it was a castle.
I see. I have your file here. It is a castle. It looks very castle-like. It has walls.
Mm-hmm.
What a beautiful home. You must be truly blessed to live there.
Oh, I don't live there.
What about this battle concerns you so deeply?
Well, after we got inside, a lot of people committed suicide in front of us, and it was very alarming.
And you are troubled by this.
I'm troubled by lots of things, sure.
I see. Can you tell me more about all of these things that trouble you?
What else do you want to know?
I am simply hoping to help you achieve an understanding with your darkness. I am not here to interfere in your life. When you leave here, one way or another, I will be allowing you to return to your life as a mech warrior and a doctor. You are solely responsible for your own health and caretaking. I cannot force truths from you, but if you wish, I can help guide you through truths within yourself.
I appreciate that.
Are there truths you have yet to confront that you wish to share?
There are truths I probably should confront, but I'm not ready to share them.
How can you become stronger? Face them.
I don't know.
She pours some tea for you and says, "Good. This is a good place to start. Let us sit and reflect for a while."
Do you have some honey for the tea?
Yeah. So you have a little tea party, and it's, it feels very calming. And then for the briefest moment, you see Molly sitting next to you also having tea. And when you turn your head again, she's gone.
It's just normal tea. Is there anything like in here?
It is very normal tea.
Okay. Just checking.
Dr. Lockwood, I believe it would be in order for you to return and have more sessions with me at your leisure when you feel prepared. As it is, I have informed your unit already at your arrival that you are cleared of any problems that I can determine.
I appreciate that.
I hope to see you again.
You probably will. So just get up and leave.
Okay.
Do I keep the robe? Do I leave it here?
Take the robe with you. If
Okay.
you enjoy its stylations. We will have a new one prepared for you for your next visit.
Thank you.
You leave what was a really weird meeting. When you get back on base, all five of your communicators go off as you are all called to the command briefing room on the Viper Slayer, your fortress dropship.
Bandito will go.
Yeah.
We're being
Wait,
summoned. I'm sorry.
What's going on on the fortress?
You're being summoned to the command briefing room on the fortress,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Viper Slayer.
Obviously, I'll have to go.
Yeah, I show up. I guess.
I just want to make sure Heavy 7 wasn't still drunk, I guess.
No, he's the kind of guy that, like, after a night of drinking, I mean, he's well into his 50s at this point. He wakes up at like 6 a.m. and has like a super big breakfast with like
Hot dogs and bacon.
it's got little diced up hot dogs, you know how you like to make for kids, mixed in with like all kinds of scrambled eggs. He's got like a big scrambler going on there.
Does he dice them up in little circles or like the octopuses? It's very important.
I don't know if
Little-
Rad has seen the octopus hot
I
dog
don't know that
before.
I've seen octopuses.
You
Oh,
haven't seen
boy.
octopus hot
I'm
dogs?
gonna say little like
They're called
medallions,
tacos.
little hot dog medallions.
I'm
He's
getting it
got
for
all
you.
that, and he's got like a giant glass of orange juice next to a giant glass of milk, next to like a giant glass of water, and he just like he pounds this like huge breakfast and just never has a hangover and is always like obnoxiously 100% while everyone else is walking around going McGurk is just like good morning way too loud and people are like oh god.
Here you go, Rad. Octopus sausages.
Octopus sausage
Made out of hot dogs. All you need is a toothpick and a knife.
I never used a toothpick. I just used a knife.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
adorable.
they're very popular in bento boxes.
Aren't they cute?
Interesting. Yeah,
Does he make those, or does he just chop them up?
he just chops them up. He's not this guy. Sorry.
So when you
But if he ever saw this, it would just reaffirm to him the greatness that is hot dog.
I think Black Rabbit's been taking notes on how he cures hangovers to cure her own hangovers.
Okay, yeah.
So while you're eating your big breakfast, she's sitting next to you
mhm.
with her octopus hot dogs.
He's cracking the raw eggs like into the glass and just
all right,
drinking like
Gaston,
5 raw
calm
eggs.
down. Are you roughly the size of a barge now?
McGurk is, yeah, pretty much.
That's true. He is. When you come in, a slightly frazzled Eva Anastasi is laying out a mission briefing for you and says, "Sir, most of the unit is recovering. Almost every mech is still being worked on. The only mechs that are undamaged are your Striker Lance and Harbinger's Buccaneer. We have
Understood.
an opportunity. Some of Rapier's informants have managed to find what we believe to be some sort of officer from the 8th Albiero militia.
Oh.
They were here about a decade ago when the clans first invaded. The militia was, of course, like most Interspirit forces, soundly defeated, but per Draconis Combine policy, the unit broke up into lance or individual unit or platoon squad levels and faded into the populace, and has been running guerrilla operations since that time. We've detected at long range, extreme long range, that a clan star of light mechs is escorting a converted Saladin cargo carrier that we believe one of these officers is on. If we can rescue him or her, we might be able to make the ghost of local support something more real. Either way, there's an exposed clan convoy going through the open.
All right, let's take them down.
What
What other resources do we have available?
So you have the Centurion, Wolverine, Phoenix Hawk, and then a choice of Owens or Arctic Cheetah, and the Buccaneer. So the question is, which mech Cotton would like to pilot?
I'm sorry, I don't know what those mechs are. I didn't know I was getting a choice.
Well,
I would take the Arctic Cheetah.
we've got the 2 sheets right here for you to premium choice. I mean, the choosiest choice of all, which some have said is the greatest episode that has ever been on television. By the way,
It's just
Glimo...
the Owens or the Arctic Cheetah. I thought you had a third one in there.
No, that's it. Owens or Arctic Cheetah.
Okay, yeah, okay, I'll take the Arctic Cheetah.
Okay. Glimo, I don't know what color you prefer, so I made you like a barf blue.
Boy, if you're barfing blue.
But you can right click on it and change it when we get to the next map. Start prepared. Hopefully this doesn't fuck up real bad. Prepare for all of your computers to overheat.
I'm water cooled. I'm fine.
Not
Same.
everyone has that water cooling. Remember when we were doing CanCall and Kelsey's computer shut down when we had the massive dice towers? And we had to delete hundreds of dice off the table. Everyone loading in okay? No problems?
Yes, I've loaded in.
Got a buffet of sheets here. All right, so I'm gonna give people a view of the battlefield real quick. Then we'll do some setup, and I'll talk to you about what the rules of this particular mission are. So, the clans are approaching from this northwesternly direction over here. You all are approaching from southeast over here. Their objective is to move their Saladin cargo vehicle from their side of the map to the other side of the map. If it reaches the far side, they win. If it does not, you win. If you stop a mech in front of the vehicle, it is no longer capable of movement, and if you spend a turn stopped in front of it, you can capture the vehicle. Uh-oh, we have a problem. And that problem is that there's 2 SIDs and no Raddosauruses.
What?
I know.
I'm here.
Yeah, I know. It's a slight problem. It's a me problem, not a you problem.
Oh.
I'm working on it.
Oh, wow,
using
look at
power
that.
science.
Hello there.
No, please don't, Sid. Dealing with 1 SID is hard enough. Dealing with 2, I don't even know how.
See, now if we could get the audio in stereo there.
If they just tuned into this, considering they have similar names, they might think that was like a set of twins playing.
They're both Richard.
Right?
That's the thing.
That's true.
I can't wait until I have another episode of 4 Daves. Or 3 Sams. That's the good one right there. Can't wait for my 3 Sams, which is going to be the greatest show in existence. Sorry, you can capture the vehicle by standing in front of it, in which case you'll win the mission and have an opportunity to take shots at the mechs as they flee, or simply allow them to retreat. This mission is taking place at dawn. As such, you have +1 2-hit modifier with all weapon attacks. However, for every 25 points of heat that a unit tracks, that you get a -1 to hit them. So if you generate 50 heat, even if you cool it off, your mech will begin to glow, and you'll take a -2 to being hit.
But we're not clan mechs, so we won't generate that much.
So wait,
I could generate that much.
it's harder to hit people,
It's harder
But
to
if-
hit people at dawn.
but if you heat up,
If you
you're
heat up,
easier to hit.
correct. And as this is a chill desert below 22 Celsius at this point in the morning, it's -1 heat. After 10 rounds, it will become +1 heat as the desert scorches up to +140 F,
Okay.
which is something in Celsius that I don't know. Sorry, I mixed the measurements there. The engineer inside me is screaming, but I'm just working off of what I wrote down. So, you know, we got a nice ruined city through the desert. MBD here. Yeah, I also thought it was a pretty cool rule. It kind of, I don't know if you've played the Battletech video game, those of you at home, but when your mech heats up, I think it glows, right? In the new Battletech video game. I
Yeah, I
know
think
that
so.
it glows in some of the other shooting games.
It does in the new one.
Yeah, I mean, it gets real spicy hot. Yeah, that Phoenix Hawk will
20
probably get toasty.
To 25
Arthur,
feet, it
can
makes
you
it more difficult.
Remind me, please, what the rules are for moving on roads in a mech.
Well,
If you
No, please go ahead.
if you start on a road and you turn, so if you do a run and you turn, you have to make a roll to make sure you don't skid.
Correct.
The piloting roll. So if you fail the roll, you skid and potentially fall prone. If you pass it,
Definitely
you're
fall
fine.
prone.
So I don't think it gives you any benefit to movement speed or anything.
It does not. It's actually
Yeah.
horrible.
It has a flamer.
What has a flamer?
The Arctic Cheetah's got a flamer.
Yes.
Sorry, I was looking at the things. I wanted a flamethrower in the test thing. I'm so excited.
So essentially, if you start on the road and you do a run, just don't turn, you'll be fine.
I'm super excited to have Cotton get into the range necessary to use the flamer.
I want to use the flamer so bad.
Why? What about this?
It's a flamethrower. Who
Okay.
doesn't want to use it?
It's true.
Rad will get it. He gets it, I bet.
I get it.
It's true.
100% I
It's
get it.
very true. Yes.
You and me, Cotton, we're going right up to the front.
Season 5, Cottontailed is now a pure Firestarter Omni-Mech rebuild.
20 flamers.
Calm down, it's not a grasshopper.
Could have moved through the bog much easier if I just burnt it all down to begin with.
Just turn it into baked earth.
Yeah, as you know, there's nothing wrong with starting a fire in the forest. It can only end in your favor.
It's true.
Working out well for Australia.
Wow, Sid.
Wow.
Wow, Australians watch this show, and I feel bad
What's
on their
wrong
behalf
with you?
because
Offhand,
of
I'd
you.
say a lot.
All right, so let's talk about mech composition. The enemy mech is twin Pumas. We're looking at 2 ERPPCs, a flamer, and a targeting computer, all chained together on a nice, relatively solid light chassis. Good speed. Next up, 2 Kit Foxes. We're talking Gauss rifle, 2 ER medium lasers. They're twins as well. Pretty much any hit at any part of this mech that's not a medium laser is going to cause some explosions. And rounding out the unit is a Kit Fox D, armed with 2 LRM-15s, an LRM-5, and an arc launcher. To make those LRMs, LRM-tastic. LRMs.
Always boggles my mind how we're so much heavier than these guys, but they still outgun us and out-armor us.
We have got the Phoenix Hawk, Murder 6 Special Edition. Why don't you tell me about this mech? Because it's been a while, and it looks
This
like you
mech has
barfed.
a metric buttload of ER medium and medium pulse lasers. It's designed with the specific intent that I have a tendency to lose limbs. And so if I happen to lose one of those limbs, I can still maintain full fire capability because if I were to alpha strike with this thing, I would explode. It generates 43 heat, and I only dissipate 28 of that. So I can lose a good amount of weaponry and still be able to pump out some damage. And it's faster than a normal Phoenix Hawk. It's a walk a 6, run a 9, and jump a 6.
That's the average speed of a Phoenix Hawk. Actually.
Oh, is it average? I thought it was bumped up a little bit. Okay, well, so it's maneuverable and it's a lot of laser firepower.
Rad, it pains me to ask, but can you tell me about your Centurion?
I'm so glad you asked.
I know you are.
My Centurion is a brawler. It is based off the Centurion B platform, which some of you may know is heavier than a normal Centurion, as a 55-ton medium mech. It has a good amount of armor for a mech that size in that weight bracket. Just a little under max that you could carry in that particular tonnage. It has a specific array of energy weapons designed to be able to produce any number of heat that might be required to activate its triple strength mimer interior. Oh, my dog just made a crazy noise. It excels in melee combat and is much faster than would seem at first glance, thanks to the aforementioned triple strength mimer and a supercharger that is installed, similarly to how the Crab is designed. It is built to be hit and run. It's built to KO mechs in a single salvo of punches. It is very good at what it does, but it also has a very limited scope and obvious weaknesses, particularly when it's matched against mechs that are faster than it, which can put it in kind of a bad spot. But it does do its one particular gimmick very well. And that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to be a menace, while other mechs with greater levels of intermediate and long-range firepower get the job done, essentially. That's what it's designed to do. It's designed to punish anything that gets too close to it and maneuver everything else that's trying to stay away from it into an advantageous spot.
Very well.
I don't know if you can hear in the background. My dog
Yes.
is having a doggy dream, and she is barking in her sleep.
I thought she was singing, but
No, that's sleep
at
barking.
first it was very singy. Bandito, I'm looking at a Wolverine here that you've customized. Tell me more about it.
It is. It's a Wolverine that's customized off of the 7K. It has 3 medium lasers, 2 large lasers, and then an ECM and a tag, along with a Streak SRM4.
That tag can be active, by the way. You've got 4 Arrow 4 launchers ready to go, each with 2 Arrow 4s.
Those poor light mechs.
I think you're going to have a little bit of trouble hitting them with the tag, but yes, 1 Arrow 4 is probably going to destroy one.
I just need one.
You know what they say, the guy with the biggest gun is also the biggest target. Harbinger. Look at this fantastic new mech that we've never heard of. Rat, can you move your little green icon here? So, yes, thank you. Can you tell me what it is that has attracted you to the power of the Word of Blake's premium Omni-Mech, the Buccaneer?
So, Harbinger became extremely disillusioned with the nobility after how things ended with Dame Isabel getting completely released and Harridan almost getting executed, and with his home port leveled and his mech destroyed, he didn't really have anything to stay for, so he left, was bumming around the Free Worlds League, and got drunk at a bar one night with some Word of Blake folks, and before he knew it, he was part of the invasion of Terra and strapped into this Buccaneer. And so it has 4 medium lasers, a medium pulse laser, SRM6 with Artemis, an ER large just for fun, and a hatchet if he's in close range.
Now, I understand that you have some skills that will allow you to use that hatchet to high effectiveness.
Yes, like Rad, I also took Melee Master, and I took Melee Specialist, which gives me better to hit and better damage.
So you can attack twice with this hatchet.
I can, and do 12 points of damage each hit.
And there's nothing else in your left arm, so you can always use the hatchet.
Correct.
This mech is crazy good for a Word of Blake mech. Normally their mechs are terrible.
Excellent.
Cotton.
So now we've got the Smash Brothers.
Welcome.
The only drawback is I have no jump jets, and if I fire the ER large with everything else, I build a lot of heat.
Cotton, I understand you have a flamethrower on your mech. What else can you tell me about this mech that you've literally just got 10 minutes ago?
I can jump 6 hexes.
That's true. You can jump 6 hexes.
That's a lot of hexes.
And that's all that matters. I can jump 6 hexes and light fires.
Okay. That checks out. Do you all want to come up with a strategy before we get started here? To note, before you come up with the strategy, your opening and their opening deployment will be 3 hexes from the 2 road edges. So you'll get to go 3 hexes from that location and that location. You'll be clustered up by the roads. Both sides are going to be starting on their respective road tiles, 3 hexes.
What sort of coverage do these dilapidated buildings represent?
The ones that have holes in them can be shot through at a +2. The ones that are solid completely cover a mech that is between them.
So 3 hexes of the road. So
3 hexes of the road edge map. So 1, 2, 3 could be here, could be here.
okay, maybe there.
Here.
Let me ask you a question, Arthur.
Something like that. You get the idea, right?
Can I start at whatever heat I want and say that I have fired whatever lasers are necessary to generate that heat?
You You don't have to fire lasers. You could shut your heat sinks down before combat and then bring them back up.
All right.
You don't have to be walking around going pew 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 pew.
Because I will.
You could just shut your heat sinks down before combat and bring them back online in the first round.
Okay.
Yes, you're toasty if you want to start that way. I want to remind you, though, that the desert does give you -1 heat every round.
Right.
Since I know you want to do real deep calculations there.
I mean, I don't really, because my lasers can make whatever heat. So
Exactly.
I just want to say I'm whatever heat I want to be at. Within reason.
Any plan, or do we want to start rolling for
Plan. What do you guys want the plan to be? They have us severely outgunned in a long-range fight.
Yeah, I think we want to get close as quick as possible. I mean, 3 of us have close-up weapons, and we don't want to be going ER large versus Gauss rifle.
Right. Yeah. They're bringing 2
I'd-
Gauss rifles, 4 ERPPCs, and LRMs to the fight.
I'd say get to the city as fast as possible and then break out.
Do we want to get to the city as fast as possible and then wait for them to come up on us?
I would start breaking out going into like the city.
Yeah, because I feel like if I'm then, what's the arrow? Is it shift? No, to control.
Tab.
I feel like if I'm them, I'm pulling up into these cover zones and trying to lay down fire on us while we cluster around in this city.
Well, their
So
objective is to make sure the cargo doesn't get captured, so they will have to stick with the cargo.
So who do we have that has
Not
the
all of
most
them,
staying power?
It would probably be me.
Okay. So then do we want to consider all heading towards the city, but then also being prepared for one person to break off into this direction to engage anybody that hides over there, one person being ready to break off and engage in this area for anybody who hides in there, and leaving at least 1 or 2 center city to handle the convoy? Do you think that's spreading too thin, or do you think that's a good idea?
I think ultimately we need to see where they go, because we'll all hit the city in about 2, maybe 3 turns. If we just do straight run straight to the city.
Okay.
I'm the slowest at 8 hexes, which is not terrible. Since you guys have like 9 hexes at max run. Cotton has a lot more, obviously at 12, but still. So at least if I start behind someone, I get there at least maybe 2, maybe 3 turns.
Okay. And they're all going to be way faster than all of us. Isn't that right?
No, they're about.
Oh, they're not actually. Okay. They're not as fast as I
And
thought
how
they would
fast
be.
is the vehicle?
That's a good question.
So you haven't seen one of these before. Saladin tanks are not exactly the speediest vehicles possible, but it has been converted from being a armored military vehicle to basically just being a chopped off chassis that transports things. At the speed you see it going on the radar, it appears to be a 4-6 configuration, but it's only moving at, cruising speed, not dodge out of combat maximum speed. It could be much faster, but probably not.
So that's probably going to be their slowest piece. So I think we'll get to the city ahead of them, and we can, set up and use cover. I'm assuming these buildings give cover.
Yes.
the
So the
one
ones with holes in them will give a +2 cover, and the ones that call themselves towers give complete coverage.
Okay. They have a 1 next to it, so that's.
I know, but they're actually 2.
Okay.
You can also jump on top of them, but they are ruins.
Okay.
All
I feel good about our general plan to take the city, and then be prepared to, because here's the thing: they're not going to run up to us unless they're terrible at this game. You know what I mean?
I mean, they might.
Mhm.
They don't know, I guess, what we're bringing to the battlefield, or at least they wouldn't, right, Arthur? Like,
I
what
think
would
their
they?
scanners could show them.
Would they be able to like scan us and know what all our weapons are and all that?
Black Rabbit is running at ECM.
I am also wearing an ECM.
So they'll need visual contact in order to confirm what your weapon mix is.
So they will be able to see us and know what our weapons are, though.
Right now
is
is
that
probably
how BattleTech works?
yeah. So they can probably see right now, and they're starting to scan your mechs visually, right? But it might take them a while to understand what your weapon mix is because you're all running custom mechs.
Right. That's what
And
I guess it's kind
Word
of
of Blake versus clans is not a matchup that really ever happens. So they're probably looking at a Buccaneer and going, "What the f is that?"
Right.
At least he can taunt the hell out of him by saying, "Remember to, kid."
They could just say, "I conquer terror," and they're gonna be like, "Oh boy, now it's on now."
So we're gonna find out where Terra is.
They know where terror is.
Oh,
They just haven't gotten to it yet. Takes a while.
you have
There's
to
a lot
conquer
of
everything
stuff
else.
between them and Terra.
You have to conquer everything else first, apparently.
Let's talk
Okay.
about
Mhm.
strategy rules then.
Sid,
Sorry, initiative rules.
Oh, initiative rolls.
Yes.
Very well.
We're looking at a 9.
We're looking at 15.
Very well. We are 5 and 5. The vehicle automatically starts here. What do I want to do? Making bacon pancakes. I shall place my Euler D right here. Sorry, I'm a cool guy. I call them kit foxes where I come from. I've placed.
I can place.
A bold move. I see you're going with the Benucci defense. Very well. I find that capoeira.
What are you talking about?
Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Right.
I have placed.
I will place 1, 2, 3. Wait, right here's good.
1, 2. Right here would be good.
I don't want to do that. How about right here?
Yes.
I want to be in this row.
Okay. I've placed. I have spoken.
Oh, I
will
forgot to
place.
mention, I don't know if I said this before, but my Centurion has its left arm is duplicated on its right side. So it does not have this right arm that has a giant gun on it.
That's too
It
bad.
instead
That's one of my
has-
favorite parts.
It instead has 2 clawed arms.
I have placed.
I have also blazed. And so
Okay. I have placed, which I think leaves Cotton to pick last.
I already went.
Very well. We're fully engaged. All right, Rad.
How fast is that Arctic cheetah? Ooh,
All right,
it's
I'm sorry.
fast.
All right, Sid, let's roll.
Again.
Ugh, Jesus. Ugh.
I have a 10.
Yeah, go fuck yourself.
Okay. I can re-roll it.
No. That sounds like a terrible idea on your part.
double ones.
I gotta be honest, I feel like this is a solid place to stop for the night. And then open the next time with a quick recap and then jump immediately into combat.
Okay. I was wanting to make a suggestion. We just do movement real quick.
Yeah, I think we're actually we might get in a combat range. I don't really want to get bogged down in some really shitty long-range shooting. I feel like this is a solid, short, but dense episode. I'm willing to call it here.
Okay.
I have a secret plot to talk to Rachel afterwards and come up with some ways to harass Sid. I didn't know that was going to be an available option, so now I'm replanning my whole night.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. So.
For episode 9, create. Friends, we learned a lot tonight about ourselves, about each other, about just what it takes to become a warrior of God. If God is, Steve Jobs. Word of Blake is so weird.
It really is.
They're literally just like, all right, let's pray, brother. We're going to press the button.
The part that I like the best about it is that, after, Comstar realizes that they fucked up badly, they're like, all right, fine, that's it. We're getting rid of all this mystic shit. We're just going to be Space AT&T. And then this other group goes, no. We like that crazy shit.
That's the part we like.
And P.S. We're going and conquering Earth.
Yeah, good business ideals. Who gives a shit about that? Friends, let's proceed ourselves into outros. Rad, I want to start with you because I want to thank you for your short intro.
Was it a short intro?
27 minutes is pretty short for us. We normally run closer to 40 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe next time, if we could nail another short intro, we could get a pretty solid chunk of combat done.
Well, whenever we start late, I always feel like I try to keep it shorter than usual.
Look, it's okay to keep it short. It's fine.
Yeah, no, I'm good with it. Yeah, I had a good time tonight. It was a good episode. I've been kind of fiddling with this map, but not really knowing what I really want it to look like. So I don't know. I'm just kind of making it up. I don't have a plan for it yet. So hopefully it's around next week when we play, even though we might even not even look at it because I don't know when we're going to be going back to that battle map anytime soon. Looks like we're pretty much embroiled in this, which is good. I'm excited to be back in light mechs again. I liked playing the crab, but I also think there's something a little more challenging and strategic about playing these light mechs because you can literally get one shot at pretty much any moment. So trying to keep your speed up, and be in a good position at the same time. Because with light mechs, obviously speed is your armor, so you got to keep that modifier up as high as you can get it. Yeah, I'm excited. I think this is going to be a fun match. I think this is going to be a lot. I think it's going to be quick. I don't think it's going to take very long. I think we're either going to obliterate them or become obliterated ourselves. So I think initiative is going to be huge, and I'm very happy that Sid has an enormous modifier to our initiative because I think that's going to win the day in the long run and in the short run. So yeah, I had a good time. Hopefully I get some me time this weekend so I can come back next week rejuvenated and ready to play again. So yeah, I hope that's it. Really, I don't got a lot. Sorry if I was supposed to make up for my short intro with a long outro, but
no, please.
I enjoyed the role play tonight. I'm slowly but surely kind of finding my feet as this retired Butch McGurk and exactly what his deal is. That hopefully he ends up with a little more going on with him other than just being silly. So I'm trying to edge him towards being this sort of old warrior philosopher a little bit more. And I don't know, I'm slowly figuring it out exactly what his philosophy is and what he wants to do. So yeah,
I'll work with you on it.
Cool.
Listen, I'll bounce back whatever you throw at me. Maybe.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. You could get into some weird shit sometimes.
You as well, my friend. You as well.
Speaking of people who are into weird shit, Cotton, let's do your outro.
Hi, I'm Cotton. I doodle and stuff. I'm trying to think of weird stuff that I'm into. I have a collection of things I found on the road.
Cotton,
Like this guy. I found a ninja turtle on the road.
Nice.
So
Cotton.
you stole it from some kid.
No, it was buried deep in the road when I moved into my house, like in the ground. It was gone. Lost toy. It's mine now. Had him for a couple of years.
I don't know if you know this, but sometimes when I pass intros around, I just make up whatever phrase I think will sound good, even if it's not really true.
No, it's probably true.
But now that
I
you said
have
that
a
you pick
collection
up
of things
things
I found
off
on
the road, now it is true. You've made it real.
I used to have half of a license plate, but I lost it.
Huh?
Eh?
All right. Okay.
Got anything else to throw in here?
Probably not.
Very well. You know, speaking of things that we can throw into places, Pondothemad.
Hi, I'm Pondothemad. You can catch me on YouTube or Twitch/Pondothemad, or you can catch me here on Saturday nights playing 40K, or you can catch me on whenever AP's on vacation on Pokemon.
Got anything else?
I do not at the moment.
You ready for this callback?
Sure.
You know, Pondo, I just don't think you can get back into streaming. It's too hard for you. Too much of a challenge. Too difficult.
You're right.
Really disappointing.
It's a good callback.
I know.
Pretty much exactly how it went.
You can taunt him into any fight except when you tell him you're taunting him into a fight, and then he's just like, no, not really. You know, speaking of people you can taunt into fights, SidAlpha, wow, that one actually worked out, I think, pretty well.
That does actually work out. Yes, I do tend to fight rather a lot. Whether I'm good at it or not remains to be seen, but I do tend to fight a lot. Yes, thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, Glima, for joining us. It's really good to have you back, man. Always fun to have you here. I really appreciate everybody else coming and watching us. Don't forget to tweet out, share and stuff. Get some more viewers in. More love for the Battletech. In the meantime, I'm going to be back at the day job for grinding out projects. We should be back this weekend for Warhammer 40K.
Seems like it.
Seems like it.
I
on
appear to be
Saturday.
conscious this week, so it seems like it.
Excellent. And then this weekend, I'm going to be continuing to attempt to restore the lost data from my insanely ungodly long Day of Dragons update video that I'm still working on. So keep an eye out on the YouTube channel. Probably won't be able to finish it this weekend, but hopefully come Monday or Tuesday, if I work really hard, I can get it done. So stay tuned to my YouTube channel for that. Other than that, that's all I've got.
Glimo.
Hey, I'm Glimo. You can find me at twitch.tv/Glimo, where I stream a long-running Call of Cthulhu Massive Nyarlathotep campaign every other Sunday night. Season 4 is starting this Sunday, so please come join our insane adventures through Egypt. We start at 8 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/Glimo. I had a great time playing Battletech. Thank you for having me back yet again. When I play D&D style systems, I usually end up playing clerics or paladins, so it was really fun for me to find a good excuse to turn Harbinger into that archetype. Now, if only I could give him some space magic.
No, we don't do that anymore. That doesn't exist.
I fully plan to have an in-depth religious conversation between Butch McGurk and Harbinger at some point.
Perfect.
And I'm completely open-minded to have him being converted as well, as he is in search of a warrior philosophy at the moment. So he's a prime recruit right now.
It'll go right back to season 1 where you're just shitting on Bandito for reasons.
I'm telling you, season 6 epilogue is 100% going to be Rapier pulling a gun behind Bandito going for the master. Sure. The whole unit converts to Word of Plague.
I'm excited.
Friends, we'll return next week. with more Gleemo and more of the regular cast. And maybe on May the 4th, we'll actually do that Star Wars special that I lied about at the beginning of the show. We won't, but it's funny to think about. Have a good night. Fire noises. Oh, yeah, that's good. This one still has the fire thing.